What? Carolina is over different clones.
Shit!
Oh, what y'all doing for Killing the Friday? See ya? What's she trying to move to? By herself. She must be trying to move with Ken. How hell she can't afford it? You gonna be paying her apartment, right? Oh, Leah. Yeah, I tell her don't do that till you get you a good job. Well, I bet Chris about to have a heart attack. My baby said she finna get her old.
That's how you want to do it? How you doing there, Arthur? I'm okay. Keep pushing forward! You're dead. Look out! There's some on the roof! That's it for you!
They'll pay for you. Shut up. I'm hit. I know I shot that dude.
Let's keep moving! So much sneaking on here. You feel that attention? Of course not. Push up! Enjoy your last moments alive. Where does it? I don't see him. Who knows?
Hey, my other one. Fuck this.
Got guns trained all around you.
I know we gonna set it down.
Train's on fire! Come on! We can't get through the smoke! Come on, let's go! Jump! Come on!
My goddamn horse is.
Get going, Bill! Jump back on! Uncouple that cash before before it blows us all up. I'm on it. The train's being robbed. Lay the gun, Arthur. Sure. Well done. Take it on. John! I'm your John. You protect that money. Man the gun, Arthur. I'll go stop the train. Stop the train. Whatever you do, do not stop the train. You secure up ahead, but keep us moving. I'll deal with that patrol when they jump through.
Shit! We got a lot of riders on our tail, Arthur!
Just shut the hell up!
Just shut the hell up.
Look out on the right! How the hell are you selling to you, little lady? Watch your goddamn mouth! Look left! Watch your right! On the left! More on the right! Will you shoot him for Christ's sake? What the hell you think I'm doing? Listen! I don't take orders from you! Okay, get off the gun! We need to go for the money! Did you hear me? Leave the damn gun!
Leave the damn gun.
Come on! The money
Let's
should be in
keep
the
it
front
running.
carriage! Okay, quick. Let's blow a hole. Let's go! The money's in their carriage!
Alright, this better blow this thing.
Damn.
Ah, shit.
Put the gun on.
We gotta do this now. The bridge is coming up fast. Ha! Here we go.
Blow my damn self up.
Okay, get off the gun. We need to go for the money.
Get off the
Come
gun,
on! The money
Arthur.
should be in the front carriage. Okay, quick. Let's blow a hole. Let's go. The money's in their carriage.
Man, I bet ain't shit with this carriage.
Alright, this better blow this thing.
Ha! Here we go.
Got something. We got something! Catch it. Wait, there's more.
Okay then, let's go.
Should be throwing them bitches out the front.
Jesus. We're alive, just about. Well, let's move. Where's John? I tried. He didn't make it. That patrol killed him. We had to run.
Come on, let's go. Before another patrol turns up.
Ha! Ha!
They came and took Abigail. I saved Jack. We hid, but they took Abigail.
Who did?
Agent Milton and his men took her to Van Horn.
Y'all
We
out
put
there
on a
done
boat
up.
and tried for murder.
I am sorry to hear that.
We gotta let her go.
All right.
John's, well, sorry, son. Without John, she's just bait. Got a bunch of money, Dutch. Just a girl. They won't do nothing to her. But me and the boys know. We need to keep riding on this one, Dutch. You know it. Every man here knows
We
it.
just gonna let the boy be made an orphan? It ain't like that.
What is it like? I wanna live, cow. Oh, I still got the choice, Dutch. It's just a girl.
You're right. Micah, it pains me to say it, Arthur, but he's right.
Dutch!
Come on, boys.
Yeah!
Well, I guess that's that then. All them goddamn years.
Come on, Arthur. Let's go get her. You and me is all we need.
Miss Tilly. Here. Take this. You take this money, too. Take Jack, and you wait at Copperhead Landing for Abigail and Mrs. Adler.
Thank you, Arthur.
Just get out of here and go live your life. This is done.
All right, Arthur. I'll miss us.
Nah, don't start with all that. Jack, come here. Be brave, son. I'm gonna go get your mama. Mrs. Adler. Ride with me.
If they're putting her on a boat, they'll probably dock at the north end of town. So I reckon we should go in the other way.
Sure, I guess. I don't know. God, those goddamn bastards.
Look, just follow me, okay? We're gonna get this done, Arthur.
All them years.
It's gonna be all right. We're gonna get Abigail out.
Of course we are. Because we don't leave our own behind. That's what Dutch taught us.
Well, seems his mind got changed on that idea.
I remember one time, years ago, he let fly at me for robbing this house. Saying that man was too poor. How taken from him was no different from the system we was fighting against. Now, he don't care who dies, so long as he and Micah get rich off of it.
Micah's a goddamn sickness.
But John said Abigail knows where the money's hidden. If we can get to her in time, might be able to get to it before they do.
Let's just get her out first.
Say it. Mac, David, Jenny, Sean, Lenny. Now, John, we have to put an end to this. And Eagle flies. Another angry young fool he used, just like he did with the rest of us.
Like I said, Arthur, we don't need them. We're gonna make this right. Me and you together. What's left of it. Now come on. Okay, here we are. Stitch the horses and come up with a plan. How you feeling?
I'm okay.
I think you should cover me and I'll go in there and get her. Cause you're the better shot, I mean.
That ain't what you mean. I can still fight.
I know, Arthur, but just do it my way, honey. It's for the best. Get up someplace high, like the lighthouse or something. And cover me. Please.
Okay.
Get it.
Okay, Mr. Milton. Where are you? There you are, you bastard. Sadie.
Up there!
Damn bastards. Keep moving. Yeah, I got you. Yep, keep moving. Move, Sadie, move. Shit. Okay, Mr. Milton.
said it
I
wasn't
guess we're
something.
gonna have to talk this out like gentlemen.
One on foot, right there! You put that asshole in the dirt! Get up! That's far enough, you son of a bitch! Oh, you're dead now, boy! Come on, boys! Don't you take another goddamn step! Will somebody shoot that bastard? I want that son of a bitch dead!
I don't know like that.
Take that bastard down!
Not much longer to
Someone kill this bastard! Drop that cocksucker!
She's too close. Take it.
This is the last place you're gonna see!
Ladies, let's get out
He
of
tied
here.
up on some man. So,
Calm
up.
down, Mr. Morgan.
Calm down, Mr. Morgan.
That's quite a
Right
cough.
on.
Sure. Tuberculosis. I'll be
I'll be
dead
dead
soon.
soon.
And you with me,
Be loud.
Mr. Milton.
You'll be
You'll be
dead,
dead,
sure,
sure,
but I'm
but
gonna
I'm
be
gonna be
just
just
fine.
fine.
We
We
offered
offered
you
you
a
a
deal,
deal,
Mr.
Mr.
Morgan.
Morgan.
You should have
Should have
taken it.
taken it.
I'm a fool, Mr. Milton.
Not
Not
all
all
you
you
boys
boys
have
have
quite so
quite so many
scruples.
scruples.
Old
Old
Micah
Micah
Bell,
Bell,
You mean Molly?
Molly
Molly
O'Shea,
O'Shea,
sweated her a
sweated her a
couple of
couple of
times,
times,
never
never
talked a
talked a
word,
word,
let
let
it
it
go.
go.
Micah
Micah
Bell.
Bell,
We picked
picked
him
him
up,
up,
and you
the
boys
boys
came
came
back
back
from
from
the
Caribbean.
Caribbean. He's been a
Been a
good
good
boy
boy
ever
ever
since.
since.
Okay.
Using your
Your
strength,
strength,
Mr.
Mr.
Morgan.
Morgan.
You're still a yapping dog, Mr. Milton.
Horrible man. Now come
Come
on,
on,
both of
Now,
you.
both of
come
you.
on. Come on, Uncle Morgan.
Find the horses. We need to get the hell out of here.
What happened to Jack? Where is he? He's
Come
hurt.
on, Uncle Morgan. I don't know why, but ever since last night, you got me thinking about that goddamn subconscious.
This right here better than yours.
Let's talk about Anthony Hill, though, because I've seen the conversation, I've heard the conversation about Anthony Hill being in that vein. 17 career sacks for an inside linebacker is kind of crazy when you talk about his light track background. He was a 4x4 relay in high school. He's active. He makes splash plays. He has instincts. He can hit, run, and cover. When we're talking about the teams that are looking for linebackers, it has been assumed that C.J. Allen will be the first. But I don't know. He's a little more traditional, old school. If you're looking for something different, you can see those other guys being in play at those spots.
Yeah, no, I think those conversations start happening there, and it can be kind of interesting. I'm looking for guys that are then, not in my top 50. And usually, it happens. There's guys who I don't have in the top 50. I might get one every now and then that pops in there and sneaks in the first round. Going back through this list of guys, Pregnon would be one, maybe. There's some people like Manuel Pregnon.
The guard from Oregon.
Mm-hmm. Jake Golday, I like a lot, but just outside my top 50. But
he has size. He is kind of like that. People talk about Leighton Manning, but you remember how big Leighton Manning is. Different game.
Yeah.
But this guy having experience early, having seen in the dirt, playing on the edge, playing linebacker, he does a bunch of different things. When I look at him, I'm like, he kind of strikes me as a classic Pittsburgh Steelers type, like heavy-handed or whatever. But now he's another good one. And when you look at his testing numbers were really impressive in terms of the way that he moved around and did shows and all that.
Kroger always gives Texans more ways to save, like low prices in every aisle. Plus, you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the app and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. Discover more ways to save big. Kroger, Texas proud since 1955.
I wish I knew my liver disease could affect my brain and lead to overt hepatic encephalopathy. During one episode, I drove for hours, disoriented and confused. I wasn't myself. Xifaxan helped change that. It helped reduce my risk of other episodes and HE-related hospitalization.
Xifaxan is the first and only medicine approved for reducing the risk of OHE recurrence in adults. Don't use if allergic to Xifaxan, rifaximin, or rifamycin antibiotics. Get help right away if diarrhea occurs. It may be a sign of a serious or fatal condition. Tell your doctor if pregnant, plan to be, or are nursing. Have severe liver disease, or take medications that may increase Xifaxan levels in your body. Most common side effects are swelling of the belly or limbs, constipation, nausea, fatigue, insomnia, dizziness, UTI, anemia, and itching. Talk to your doctor about Xifaxan.
Fresh Slice, perfectly picked for you. Now with you at Target.
Oh, now it's gonna go that way. Now I'm getting the lay of the land.
Valets can be a big test for young homeowners trying to get their parents.
There's an overflow lot somewhere in the vicinity. If the garage is full, they go to the auxiliary. He said if the garage is full, they go to the overflow lot.
I heard him. I was right here. So stand quiet. I bet you guys have driven some great cars, huh?
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home auto when you bundle with us.
If you want to front the wrong car, we have the red convertible.
hit you on some of these that I think is where trending. We'll call this a little trending segment here, where things are trending. I'll start with the first one here. I think Jermod McCoy is trending to be the first one pick. I have Answer Delane higher. I've always stated that the 24 tape for McCoy is even better than the 25 tape. Then you add the traits. He does have the traits that that Delane doesn't possess. And then the fact that McCoy looks so good in his workout and ran well, not only that, just he looked great, man. And so you're like, okay, this guy's back full health now. We can now feel a little more comfortable off our 24 evaluation. He has more of the prototypical size. So I think that's trending towards him being the first corner off the board.
Well, the biggest thing that was holding him back, and the reason why I would say that Mr. Delane kind of jumped over top of him, is because we've seen him work, we saw him play. With McCoy, we were getting to the point where, is he going to work out? We're talking about someone that we haven't seen in a year, then he's not going to work out. There's no way we can take him as the first one. But now that he's worked out, you're more confident that he's going to be okay when we get ready to play. And the tape going back to 2024 was really, really good. He can play it off. He's spicy, he's aggressive, he has instincts and awareness. Then we discovered, I discovered during the interview, that he has a baseball background, which adds another notch. So, funny thing, Colton Hood was also a baseball player. Colton Hood brought up in the interview when we interviewed him on Friday and Friday, hey, I'm a better baseball player than McCoy. He was like, check his stats. Don't check his stats. And so I love that. We talk about multi-sport players, but now McCoy having that in his background, just a really good player, good ball skills. I definitely can see why he would go ahead of Answer Delane now that we have him worked out and verified in those things.
Yeah, similar weight, almost, I think within a pound of each other, same 40 times, but he's an inch taller and he's a little longer. So that's where I could see that kind of trending in that direction. Some other stuff here that as we're going through it, I think is trending that way. I don't see Bane going in the top 5. To me, at Bane, I have Bane. I think the conversation is more starting with 8, 9, 10. I think that's his neighborhood. If I was going to peg it, I think Bane falls somewhere in there.
I think there's a setup. And in fact, DJ, I am beginning in my own thing because I really like the way that he played in the college football playoff. And I love what he brings to the table. But I am still concerned about the measure. Like I am worried about when we talk about the expectations that come along with taking someone in the top 10. You talk about him not being surprised in the top 5, seeing like 8, 9, and 10. I wouldn't be surprised that at the end of it, it comes down that he is, I don't know, anywhere from like 12 with the Cowboys to 17 with the Detroit Lions. I could see him maybe falling out like that when people kind of get to it and have to make decisions on who they really believe in and buy into as a guy that's going to impact player at the top.
Yeah, no, it'll be interesting to see where his landing spot ultimately ends up. A couple other ones here as we're going through it. Proctor, I think, has got some heat coming down the home stretch here. Who, to me, it was just, I just got cold feet with the weight. When you have weight that was up where his was, and he cut it down to if you guarantee me he's going to be in the 350s, he's a top 10 pick in this draft. But I think he goes between 10 and 20. I don't think he falls out of the top 20 in this draft. Caleb Proctor, the big tackle out of Alabama.
Look, talking to Duke Manyweather, who is working with Proctor, we just talked about the weight being very impactful in terms of how he played. When he was heavy early, because the first thing that stood out, DJ, I watched the Florida State game right after the game. I was like, this.
Yeah, it's bad. And by the way, it's Caden. I don't know why I call him Caleb. I've got Caleb Lomo and Caden Proctor on my brain here. Yeah, Caden Proctor.
And so it was bad against Florida State, but then you also, when we find out he lost 25 to 35 pounds in season, which is crazy. The red flag that brings up is, well, why was he so heavy to begin with? Like, can he control it? Will he be able to manage it over the course of the season? The good part that comes out of it is this direct correlation with his weight management and the productivity and performance on the field. If you get him in shape and make sure he's there, there's no doubt about the talent and the athleticism that he brings. It's just about the discipline that you have to have when it comes to managing his weight.
Yeah, no, it's that's something you got to take into consideration there. We'll see where he ends up coming off the board. Get you one more here, more little nugget as we're going through these guys. Oh, here's one. Going back and forth on this one. Jets at number 2 with Reese and Bailey, Bailey and Reese. I started out, I think I went Bailey at least once, if not twice, and then flipped it to Reese. Because I was looking, and that's not off any information, but just it looks like this team is pointed more towards 27 than 26. But as we're kind of within a couple weeks now, everything that I'm getting from talking to folks around the league who have not talking to people with the Jets, but people who are tight with folks in the Jets, it feels to me more like they want Bailey as just a more polished pass rusher and a little more certainty there versus the upside of Reese. So I've been leaning more towards Bailey as we're coming down the home stretch here over Reese with the second pick.
It's funny, right? Because one of the prominent beat reporters for the Jets, Rich Cimini, talked about Arvell Reese being more the pick. And that, so
it's a lot to hear this time of year.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And I will say this: if you go back and look at the past, Aaron Glenn comes from Detroit. Detroit had to make a pick. Well, they didn't really have a choice. They
choice got made wrong. Yeah,
Trayvon Walker, Aiden Hutchinson. But you think about what Aiden Hutchinson did in terms of the anchor, and it's a very similar conversation. Trayvon Walker was more of a projection. Aiden Hutchinson, you kind of knew what you're getting. Well, if you're Aaron Glenn and you lean into the, hey, let's go with what we know. But David Bailey's a choice because you've seen him play edge extensively and exclusively throughout the time. You don't have that same feel for Arvell Reese. So you're guessing on what he could be as opposed to being able to look at the player and say, no, this is what he is, this is how we're going to plug him in. You may be right. And if I'm Aaron Glenn, and I've had coaches tell me this, and this goes all the way back to the Isaiah Simmons thing. Scouts love the versatility and stuff. Coaches sometimes are like, yeah, but it's hard because what room does he go in? Does he go to the linebacker room for Endo, or does he go to the edge rusher room? And how does he see himself? Does he see himself as an edge rusher, or we're saying, oh no, you're a linebacker? All of that matters in terms of the player fully maximizing himself. So sometimes it's easy just to be like, yeah, David Bailey, he's a pass rusher. Let's put him in that room. Let's get him done.
Yeah, no, he can already do it. He does it at a very high level. So those are a couple of the little nuggets there as we're coming down the home stretch again. No guarantee all this information ends up being spot on, but it is kind of the chatter that you get from talking to folks around the industry, so inside the draft room. So it'll be interesting to see how this thing shapes up. But anything else you want to throw in there before we get out of here?
No, it's so funny, just that last little conversation, how people can put us on detours on the path. David Bailey and Arvell Reese, there's so many other guys that were debated. We talked about Jamar McCoy and Master Lane. At Delane, as we get closer to the draft, is Lions season in a major way. And that makes it just even cloudier. So I think you said Phil Savage fog of confusion.
Yeah.
We're definitely in the middle of it. I may have to put the phone down. I may have to put the phone away from it.
Yeah, no, it's the biggest thing is not just having an impact on your rankings. I just remember there's only one time I can remember it where it was, this is going way back when, but it was maybe the week of the draft. It was before my last list came out. And I was talking to somebody and they said, I think they even told me the team, like, hey, Detroit's going to take Frank Ragnow in the first round. I was like, Frank Ragnow's going in the first round? Are you kidding me? Like, I had done it so long ago and just put it to bed. And I'm like, you know what? If a team with the resources, an NFL team, all those resources, use this guy as a first round pick, I at least owe it to the process to go back and do more work on him. So I went back and did more work on him, and I was like, God, this guy's a lot better than I had done. I've done this guy so long ago. So it's late in the process, and I didn't even put him up in making my 15th player or anything like that, but I introduced him into my top 50 towards the end. And it was just like, hey, like as they say, right, sometimes you just got to raise your hand. Say, hey, that one's on me. Got that one. Got that one wrong. But I was glad I got the heads up beforehand so I could go back and revisit it.
Yeah, no, it happens. And sometimes, you know how it is. DJ, like, lets it go up and you get a phone call from somebody like, hey, man, I don't want to say this, but like, you might be a little, like, hey, go back and check this game. And so there are some of those conversations that happen. But ultimately, man, you have to trust in what you believe and trust your evaluation. And we'll figure it out in 3 years if it's a hit or miss.
Yeah, that's the way it works, man. So, anyways, well, we're getting there. We're almost there. We appreciate you guys hanging with us today. We'll see you next time right here on Movie Space.
to 40s and free agents. I am Greg Rosenthal with the best draft analyst in the business. But who am I talking about? Daniel Jeremiah, of course. But for the first time on 40s and free agents this season, we're introducing a guest, Ollie Connolly. You might know him from NFL Daily and his read optional Substack. DJ, give a welcome to another draft analyst. You don't have to be the only one.
First of all, I thought for sure you were just going to go straight in that direction. That would have all set up on a tee for you. But no, I'm stoked to have Ollie on here. It's fun to get a chance to chat about these guys and to talk to someone personally that I haven't had a chance to visit with on the subject, because a lot of times you get hung up on the same debates and the same conversations when you're talking to the same people. So excited to have you, man. Thanks for coming.
Delighted to be here. I like that Greg did not have the guts just say he knew in his soul. Like, I can't say that with any sincerity or clarity. That even outright DJ.
You are my two favorites, though, and that was why for this episode we're getting closer and closer to the actual draft. I thought it'd just be fun for me personally. This is very selfish to just throw some jump balls in the air and listen to two of the smartest guys in the business kind of bat around a few names. And one thing we haven't done, weirdly, DJ, on this show is talk about quarterbacks even a little. So I just thought that would be a fun place to start, because I haven't really heard you talk in depth. Obviously, you have Fernando Mendoza, number one, but I'd like to hear you two guys talk about him a little bit, about what you think like he does well, and if there is a concern, like where that concern is.
Yeah, sure. I mean, there's no perfect players ever in this draft as well. So I have Mendoza as my top guy. I'm as a top quarterback to have him as a top player. The things that you like, some of them are the obvious things. I mean, he's about 240 pounds. He's 6'5". He's a big, strong dude. He's durable. He's tough. He's smart. All the stuff you get off the field in terms of the focus, the work ethic, all that stuff is excellent. Then on the field, I thought, when you watch him, he's more of a drive thrower than a layer thrower. Like, there's different styles of how you throw a football. Like, if you think about Herbert, how Herbert throws, Herbert's a power thrower more than a layer thrower. Whereas, like, Matthew Stafford's maybe one of the few guys who can, live in all worlds and do all that stuff equally well. Like Brock Purdy, we get the Tysons, and that's how he throws the ball a little bit more. He can get up and down, later throws. But he's a power drive thrower. One of the criticisms on him is that he's a little bit robotic. If you go back and look at, my notes on Herbert when he was coming out, you'd see some of the same, lines in there about, okay, well, it's a little bit too robotic. He just play a little more loose. Could we free him up a little bit? But he's been great late games. He's been great third downs, red zone. All that stuff has been excellent. So, it took $1 billion sacks when he was at Cal playing on a bad team. That got a lot better this year. And Ollie, I'll hit you on this one too. But like in my conversations with Orlovsky, a lot of it is he's talking about what the offense is and what they're asking him to do. And I've tried to tell Dan, at least my opinion of it, my experience of it is, you got to be careful not grading systems and what players are asked to do. That Indiana team had a very specific formula to win games, which was we have a really good defense. We're going to stay in games. Hey, if you have to take a sack or throw the ball away, let's not live dangerously in the first 3 quarters of these games. And then they kind of open him up a little bit later for him to make big throws. So that's kind of a scattershot view for me on Mendoza.
Yeah, I'm not going to ding the guy playing in a system where the system boat raced everyone on the way to the national championship. I'm good with him just operating the system. I care about how they operate the system, and he operates it at the highest possible level you could ever imagine. And I'm not going to get too caught up on a guy where you complain about some of the middle field throws and some of the work at the intermediate level, where I think you see the translatable skills with the anticipation, some of the touch, some of the feel, some of the timing, throwing those deep comebacks, throwing more difficult throws in terms of timing and rhythm, deep outside the numbers, on the road in Eugene, tough weather, tough situation, and just shredding people 17, 18 yards down the field with timing on these deep breaking comebacks. I feel that level of precision, the level of tenacity, the toughness will carry over to be able to make all the throws all over the field. I do think there's fair criticism about some of the roboticism. I think that, to look at the guys he's going to be compared to, whether it's Matt Ryan, whether it's Jared Goff, some of these guys who play more as pocket distributors, there is more nimbleness to their game. They do operate in that stick, slide, climb, throw, and there's a rhythm and a feel to kind of navigate around pressure within the flow of an offense, stay within the flow of the concept. I do think he's a little bit more mechanical, and I don't think he's got quite the elastic arm someone like a Goff has. be able to really kind of navigate around, find little windows, and kind of get it out to the perimeter quickly if it's not all lined up for him. So there are some things I think are a bit concerning in terms of the translatable skills to an NFL offense, and if you had seen him operate more of what Ryan Grubb was doing at Alabama, you could just kind of check it off the box. So I think there's a little bit of projection in there, and we know what system he's playing in. It's not like we're guessing what system he's going to go to. It's going to be more of a movement, stretch-based system, having to pepper to the middle of the field. So I think there's some fair concern with that, but I would bet on the toughness and smart teams like anything.
I find it hilarious that there's a report they already have Brian Greasy, who was with Kubiak in San Francisco, essentially installing the Raiders' offense.
You know where that came from, Greg?
No. Where? You?
Yeah.
My reporting?
Yeah. So here's the thing, and I'll clear that up too, because he's been training with Brian Greasy, and the way I said was he's learning the Raiders' offense. Well, it's not like the Raiders are hiring Brian Greasy to teach Mendoza. Brian Greasy worked in that offense. He knows that offense inside and out. Literally, kind of grew up in that offense. So he's had a chance when you're training with somebody to then, instead of just working on certain things, like I can start teaching you the concepts and some of the verbiage and things like that, because he's going to know it from his time. Him and Kubiak were together, I believe, in San Francisco at one point in time on that staff. So yeah, I was on McAfee, and they asked if I thought there was any possibility that he wasn't the first overall pick. And I just kind of flippantly said, well, I'm spending a lot of time with Brian Greasy. He's learning the Raiders offense. I don't think he's too worried about going anywhere else.
I mean, I'm not trying to get you in trouble, but yeah, I mean, these are all grown men adults. Like, he knows what's happening. It's smart to do. I don't want to spend the whole time on Mendoza and the quarterbacks, but just before we go, like, I would like DJ you to compare him, maybe like where he would rank, compared to like a Bo Nix and a JJ McCarthy, or even a Cam Ward. Because from the outside, I see what a lot of good things. The things that I'm a little worried about was you're saying, okay, maybe some questions against pressure, not being as good with pocket movement, which is my number one thing, and then a lot of fumbles and turnover-worthy plays at Cal. Now, I think that should count for something. So that's a tough combination. Like, where does that make him rank kind of with the other quarterbacks you've had near the top?
Well, first of all, I don't know that there's a quarterback who played anywhere near as bad a group as he had at Cal. Like, if we're talking about any of these top-tier quarterbacks. I mean, Cam Ward's group at Washington State would look like the Washington Redskins line of the 80s and 90s if you compared to what he was playing with at Cal. So it was, you had to keep bodies on you before you got to the top of the drop there. So I don't really hold that against him. And there's, I would say this, he's kind of a clunky robotic athlete, but like if you want to throw him on the move, he can throw on the move either side. He can throw right or throw left. It's going to be more of kind of a reactionary movement. But the thing that he can do is he's so big and he's so strong that you'll see him, and he can absorb contact and still throw the ball and throw it accurately. So he plays big in there. He's not someone who's a statue who's stuck and can't move at all. He's just going to be able to, he can throw, within confined spaces, whereas other guys, I feel like if you can't move and you get a little bit small. Like the difference between him and Goff, to me, Goff would still need a little bit of space, a little bit of room. I don't think this kid does. I think he's got more horsepower with his arm, and I think he can generate that without necessarily having the foot space there. So in terms of who I compare him to, I mean, I have a higher grade on him than I had on Cam Ward, and Cam Ward was, the top quarterback last year. I had a higher grade on him with Bo Nix. I mean, he's not in the class of the big three from a couple of years ago. I had Caleb, Drake, and then Jaden. All three of those guys had higher grades than Mendoza for me. But I had a higher grade than Cam Ward. So totally different players, but I had a higher grade.
Right. You, Ollie, I saw you at one point, which was intriguing. Just like maybe it was just more size-wise, but what he's got to learn compared to him a little bit to Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, size-wise. I mean, Ben had more motor.
Yeah, but hard to get on the ground. Like you gotta get him and get him on the ground because he's just so big, man.
Dimension-wise, he's got Carson Palmer's dimensions effectively, but when he was playing during the season, I don't think I quite recognized that was how big and tough and sturdy he was. I know he had the body armor and he took some serious shots. And going back to the Cal stuff, I mean, he took hits where I still don't understand how he's up and moving today. That to me was purely just that, okay, he can absorb that toughness, he got straight up, and he's got this Brady-esque maniacal energy, but when you get him, he comes back to the throw immediately.
Trevor always
gives Texans more ways to save, like low prices in every aisle. Plus, you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the app and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. Discover more ways to save big. Kroger, Texas proud since 1955. Sunset eggs and burger lines. Going pretty with life. Life is made of moments that you want to celebrate. Goes great with life. With your family and friends, the fun never ends. Raise a faster life. Sunset eggs and burger lines. Goes great with life.
Growing trees sustainably and maintaining biodiversity is absolutely a long-term commitment. Planting more trees than we harvest is important because it ensures our sustainability. Some companies see HVAC as a job, but at SBC Cooling and Heating, we see it as service, the kind of service that's passed down through generations, where doing the right thing always comes first. It's about showing up, working hard, taking care of people the way neighbors should. That's why every call we make comes with service beyond compare.
So, Jessica, is there anyone you like?
Like anyone here.
Oh my gosh. Let's do home court explorer.
Yes, it helps you shop, quote, and buy the right coverage for you, even if it's not with us.
What do you think of this option? You look so good together.
Don't hate me. I just told him that you're interested.
You did not.
Yes, I did.
Oh, I know. Let's pray and call each other.
That's not how that works, Jamie.
Introducing the Jalapeno Ranch Club. Spicy, grilled, original, all ranched up. With a jalapeno kick. Available for a limited time. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
You said the Whopper is the best burger in America, when made right. So with your feedback, we've perfected every bite, so that every Whopper is made your way and never smashed. Because there's a new king, and it's you.
The whole point of me having you two guys on the show, what it was inspired by, is because of a man, Arvell Reese, who you mentioned earlier, DJ. And we talked a little about Reese on NFL Daily already, but for 40s, I want Ollie to present to DJ the case for his beloved, because Ollie believes Reese, and I'm using your words here, is, and linebacker is your position. Just as a background for the listeners, Ollie has worked for scouting services, and specifically he started out just doing linebacker. And I believe you said, Ollie, that you thought Arvell Reese, as a linebacker, as an off-ball linebacker, was about as good as any person you've scouted in the last 12 years, other than Luke Kuechly, I think was the one that you said was definitely in front of him, and that you see a career where he can just be a transformative linebacker, maybe a little bit less of an edge. So to make the case to a man who has a lot of influence around.
Okay, I'll do that. I think you have to kind of remodel your idea of what linebacker play is in 2026 compared to 8, 9, even 5 years ago. And if you think of Arvell Reese as almost Zach Bourne on Super Silver, right, where it's this walk linebacker where you stand off the ball on early downs, everyone's playing with a 5-2 or 6-1 box. You got to try and match the box out. You got to try and match the fact that all these guys are motioning and moving and overloading the formation, playing with big personnel. And you look at the top defenses in recent years, they all have a linebacker who plays that walk role. They start off the ball, they walk down to on the ball, everyone kicks inside one spot. And so finding a play who can fit that mold is really difficult to do, why a lot of defenses get fried. I think Reese has the capacity to just play straight off the ball, not quite the same degree as Sonny Styles, just a vintage system find linebacker, go find the ball, see ball, run and chase. But I think he's good enough to do that stuff. We know he can play on the ball as an edge defender just in their own game, whether it's just hits an exchange, whatever it is, he can have to take on skills, just play on the edge as an early down play. That's what he did for Ohio State. And then to play that role, you also have to be able to be effective and efficient rushing the passer and be capable of dropping out. I think all those things are true. And I just think he can be more weaponized, moving around the front on passing downs, mucked up in the A-gap, mucked up in between two bigger guys, and just being a true fulcrum of the pressure plan, rather than just being a one-on-one winner Now, if he does just win one-on-one off the edge and he's Micah Parsons, great. I'd love to play that. That'd be really fun. I'd love to see that. But I think that force multiplying effect, and we saw with Zach Bowen in Philly 2 years ago, he was the most important player, the best defense in the league. And if you can find a guy as good as that, who I think is just instinctively more athletic, then that to me sounds like a crown jewel piece to anchor a defense around. Rather than just saying, hey, he's just an edge defender, he's going to be a three-way rush guy, he'll win some, he'll lose some. That play just isn't on tape yet as a really dynamic one-on-one consistent win.
I think it's a good case. I think that's the good way of framing it, because to me, like, and I'm not going to pump holes in a guy who's like my fourth overall player, you know. So I think he's outstanding. But for me, if you're just looking at those traditional roles, it's the glass half full, half empty. When you're looking at him off the ball, I don't see like the elite level instincts that, you know, like you mentioned Kuechly, for example, like you see with Kuechly when he was coming out. I was around Ray Lewis, like those elite guys, like they just see things a little clearer, a little quicker. I thought he was a count late there, and then as a pure rusher, he's a tick late off the ball, which, and I've talked to enough defensive line coaches over the years, it's like that's something that's very difficult to change. Like that's a cognitive thing, how you see it, how quick your snap reaction is, and all those things. So he's just a tick late in both areas. But when you're saying, you know, okay, we can use him in a lot of different areas, we can use him to mug, we can use him to, you know, set the edge all day long. He's got like shock in his hands. He's big time, can roll his hips. He's explosive and strike. He'll do that at an elite level right from the jump. But my question was like, okay, if I'm looking at him versus David Bailey, and you're just going to line him up purely as rushers, I'll take David Bailey as a rusher over Arvell Reese, where he is at this point in time. I think he's more polished. I think he's got better feel. I think he's got a better get off. He's got more ways to win. So again, I think you're finding like a very specific, like Vic's defense, finding some defenses that want to do this a very specific way. You can, you know, they're gonna absolutely love Reese in that manner. But you know, like Micah, when I watch Micah, I'm like, okay, I literally said, Micah, if you put Micah as an edge, he'll get 20 sacks. Like I thought he was had that type of feel. He just didn't get the opportunities. With Reese, I didn't think that he had that, you know, at least not within several years of him growing and evolving at the position. So I think we both see the strengths and the weaknesses very similarly. It's just how much weight are you going to put on it on either side is where we kind of come out there.
That is true, and my bias as a former linebacker scout and defensive coordinator is give me the move linebacker piece, and I'll take him first overall if he's available, please. That's good for me. I think that the volume of teams who are playing in the mug and drop game, the all-out pressure world, is just higher than we've ever had. And you do really creative things with him in the pressure package. And just where do you put him on the field on early downs? As DJ said, you could just stand him up as a wide player on early downs. He will strike and attack everyone. He can reset the front on his own. Just where to find a package that he's playing with that level of like lateral speed and all this stuff that goes into it. So it's more the question of, can he just stand off the ball, as DJ said, kind of work through the traffic? Does he have the instinctual stuff to do that? I just see him slightly more instinctive. I think the screen tape, which is the number one thing I pull for the linebackers, is so outrageously good. That's where you get to see all kinds of under-the-hood things that I believe about linebacker play, pops on the screen film. And not the bubble screen stuff. True convoy traffic screen film. And him and Jacob Rodriguez, to me, were just different in that regard to basically everyone else in the class. And so I think that element of his game is still in there. And it'll just be a reduced role when you start working the snap count to be, well, we're going to have 15 of him just on the edge on early down. Then we're going to have 15 of him moving around the front in the attack-based role. Then we'll start shrinking the snap count down where he's really just kind of standing with that panorama division, playing true kind of assignment-based linebacker football.
See, this is stuff you can just take with you, DJ, and just bring it right to the broadcast.
He's not a hard one to like now.
No, you haven't for the problem. Although, yeah, and that's what we get through this time of year. We're like splitting hairs between the great players. It is interesting to me. You know, you have Sonny Styles just a little bit ahead of him. You have Jeremiah Love ahead of him. While we're just talking big names, because we really haven't done that too much on 40. Obviously, you can get that on Move Sticks. Everyone should be checking that out. I do find it interesting. Ollie, you also had Caleb Downs like right there at the top. I think of your two favorite players. I don't want to misquote you are those two players, Arvell Reese and Caleb Downs, that you think obviously you have to figure out the positional value of safety, like where would you take him, but that he's special enough that you can imagine him transforming a defense from the back end, like let's say he gets the Giants at number 5, in the same way that Arvell Reese could potentially transform a defense up front. So I guess I'm curious just if you guys see Downs' like transformative ability differently, and I guess Ali, you'd make the case for Downs that yes, he's a different player obviously than Kyle Hamilton or Derwin James or anything, but it does seem like you think he's that high quality of player. Why do you think that?
Yeah, I think me and DJ see the player evaluation really similarly. I think DJ said before that he's not quite that playmaker on the ball the way we think of traditionally those kind of top-level safeties where you would maybe break the mold of the positional value. I think when I do the draft eval stuff, I do look more at the structural impact of players, and the players be great while impacting the structure. So when you get someone like Kyle Hamilton, it's just a unique, different style of player who allows us to get to anything on the menu in a way that allows us to offset all the different movement, motion, formation, personnel groupings that defenses are throwing the way throwing the way defenses. Caleb Downs is not that similar style of play. He doesn't have that kind of size, that quite style of movement skills on the back end. But I do think he's got a kind of linebackery level type play in and around the box where it could be more in the Jalen Petrie mold. And I just think those players who allow you to play against different personnel groups that have to substitute all the time are a key part of the pressure package. They're just so valuable in the modern game. We've just seen it over and over again with Brian Bright, with Jalen Petrie. Having a safety who can essentially play weak side linebacker for you, then go play on the roof for a few snaps. And just snap by snap, you're really changing the pitch for the defense without having to substitute and rotate and tip your hand in the huddle. It's just buying snaps over and over again. It's buying small wins over and over again. And I do think he's got enough playmaking on the ball, enough playmaking to the perimeter to be able to kind of have these rock-on contact, drive the ball out type plays where we can get some game-breaking stuff out of him too. I think I'm just a little bit more in the structural coach mind element of my evaluations, whereas DJ has just the stronger Rolodex going back as long as he's done this of just what great players look like in just the general player evaluation.
Yeah, I would say for me, and again, he's like 8th or 9th player on my list, so I view him as a top 10 player. But, Petrie and Branch obviously both were taken later in the draft. I think both those guys have better movement for me than he does, just watching him move. And you think about guys that, okay, I get asked the question, well, how high is he going to go? I don't think he's going to go to the Giants. I think that you're talking more 10 to 20 than in the top 10, just in talking to teams, kind of where they are on him. So that to me, like Mika, like, okay, Mika can hold up and play corner if you wanted to on the outside. You can do all these different things. We talked about the size with Derwin, with Hamilton, and even Warren still, I've never got to the bottom of that. I knew he was my 15th player, I think, and I didn't have him in the final mock draft because talking around the league, everybody's like, he's going to go in the second round, which was crazy to me. But so some of it is just how they're valuing what they do, and then he's an unbelievable tackler. But I've talked to defensive coordinators that are worried about him just because he's not the longest guy, and they thought that they were like NFL backs on a weekly basis. They don't know that that'll be quite the same batting average that he had in college. So I think he's a really good player. I think Ali described him extremely well. He's adding into the run fit, and he's going to be able to, close to the line of scrimmage. I didn't have those concerns with him as a tackler, but there's some people I've talked to that don't have quite as high of opinion on him. So we'll see.
Time for a game break. Grab your remote and play the 6 trivia.
Okay, you're voting RV or bundles and you're saving money.
You're ready to hit the open road.
Ooh, boy, set sail on your next adventure.
Don't throw out the baby with the bathwater.
Jamie, we're doing sayings related to boats and RVs.
Yeah, I know. I'm doing it.
Kroger always gives Texans more ways to save, like low prices in every aisle. Plus, you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the app and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. Discover more ways to save big. Kroger, Texas proud since 1955.
We have the experience for over 30 years representing people who've been injured in our community. Don't make the mistake of calling the wrong lawyer to represent you. Call the right lawyer first. Call Rice and Kindred.
You said the Whopper is the best burger in America when made right. So with your feedback, we've perfected every bite. So that every Whopper is made your way and never smashed. Because there's a new king, and it's you.
So here's some warning signal from your body. One woman. Okay, 2 women are spreading the word.
People with high blood pressure and type 2 diabetes. Like my mom, you, Chica. Our kidneys could be sending out an SOS. What increased rates like heart attack or stroke. Don't miss the signal. Ask your doctor about a simple urine test called UHCR and join our mission.
At Fanatics Sportsbook, every bet feels rewarding. Earn fan cash on your bets. Use it to bet, boost, and collect across the Fanatics world. Bet with fan cash and win real cash. Or the supercharge your payout. Sign up today.
I've been using Experian Boost to help raise my credit scores, but Experian Boost is even better because now my monthly insurance payments could help boost my scores too. It does it instantly and it's free. So get it through the Experian app.
This show could go on forever, but yeah, I just want to listen, sit back. But we are running out of time here. So I'm going to put Ali on the spot in a tough way. If you could pick one of your day 3 guys, Ali, at any position. I know you like the Indiana safety. What's his name?
Oh, Louis Moore.
I know you like him, so that's an option. This is how deep his podcast goes. Everyone should check it out. Read optional. It's on Substack and John Ledyard. I think they did 25 minutes on Louis Moore. So that's just outrageous. But just how much you love it. But it doesn't have to be him. If you could just influence DJ to move one day 3 guy higher, or just take your claim, who is it, Ali?
That's my guy when you're done too, so I'm going to try to pull my notes.
And it would be Keyshawn Elliott, the linebacker from Arizona State.
Okay.
I think he's a starting caliber linebacker. Does he have quite the movement skills of some other guys? He does not. But he looks just to me like one of these guys who played 7-8 years in the league as a starting linebacker. You look and go, wow, the best starting linebacker this year is Keyshawn Elliott? It's like, yes, he is. That's what starters look like. They look like T.J. Edwards. Go through the list right now, starting linebackers in the NFL. It's not a blowaway number of household names with crazy athletic profiles. Smart guys who play with the team construct, who tackle everything, who can add something into the blitz game. I think Keyshawn Elliott did something.
Oh, that's good. All right, I'm going to give you mine that I think this guy has got a good chance to sneak into day 2. And I don't know if you've heard a lot of people talk about it through this process. If we're trying to find some interior pass rush, to me, Caleb Proctor's tape is just different than everybody else's out of Southeast Louisiana. He's 6'0", 170, 291, he ran 4.79, he had 9 sacks. But he's excellent on stunts. He's got explosive get off. He's not the most violent player, which I would love to see, but he's a field creative rusher who can slip blocks and play upfield. So he's someone, and I think he's kind of a little bit of a D-line coach darling out there for guys who are trying to find some sub rush inside. And I think it's one of those. Anytime you talk to people with this is my favorite day 3 product, I'm like, well, you know what that means. He ain't going on day 3. So I could see him sneaking into the 3rd round.
I love that. I hope we influence some team out there listening, or maybe we'll just reflect what they already think. Louis Moore, though, another fun one.
25 minutes on Louis Moore.
I mean, I'm going to be exaggerating, but it was a while.
I think you're underselling this. I think it's going to be 45.
Just an older player, but once he got on the field, made a big difference. Yeah, you're the Louis Moore of our show. Although, a newbie relatively in the game. Appreciate
I don't know if Drew's in the chat. Drew, can we just cut Greg out of this when we post it? Is that possible?
I think that's fine. I mean, you lose.
You said it's already done. Okay, good.
Yeah, some handsomeness, but otherwise you're fine. We will see you guys next week on 40s and free agents. We are getting closer and closer to the big day. I believe we got a special guest next week too. Did the show last week. You probably figure out who it is. See you then.
Time for a game break. Grab your remote and play the 6 trivia.
Okay, you're both RV or bundled and you're saving money.
You're ready to hit the open road.
Ooh, or set sail on your next adventure.
Don't throw out the baby with the bathwater.
Jamie, we're doing sayings related to boats and RVs.
Yeah, I'm doing it. Kroger always gives Texans more ways to save, like low prices in every aisle. Plus, you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the app and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. Discover more ways to save big. Kroger, Texas proud since 1955.
I thought people exaggerated when they said shingles is a nightmare and the pain can last for weeks.
It wouldn't mean sleepless nights, right?
Why do you think I was at risk?
I was wrong. I didn't know that 99% of people over 50 already have the virus that causes shingles, and it could reactivate at any time. I learned that the hard way.
But you don't have to. Talk to your healthcare provider today.
You said the Whopper is the best burger in America, when made right. So with your feedback, we've perfected every bite, so that every Whopper is made your way and never smashed. Because there's a new king, and it's you.
At Rice and Kindig, we're going to go all in for our clients and give them light at the end of the tunnel. That is something that not everybody gets to say about their job, that they actually made a difference in somebody's life.
We have the experience for over 30 years representing people who've been injured in our community. Don't make the mistake of calling the wrong lawyer to represent you. Call the right lawyer first. Call Rice and Kindig.
What you do today changes what you need tonight. Introducing the new Comfort Mode mattress from Sleep Number. It changes as fast as your life does, personalizing your comfort every night. For a limited time, get free delivery when you add a base, only at Sleep Number.
Welcome to the following presentation of the National Football League on NFL Network. You're looking live at Chicago, Illinois, for the second consecutive year home to the National Football League draft. The Brother Dogs have cooperated for the time being. It's supposed to rain all night, but right now it is just going to rain draft picks. It is a chilly but dry night outside at Selection Slayer. It's time for the NFL Network's coverage of the NFL Draft. There's a legend about an ancient Greek king named Sisyphus. He was punished by the gods to an existence of simply pushing a giant rock up a hill, only to watch it roll back down again and again for all eternity. But it's not the blood and the sweat and the pain that makes this tale so awful. It's the hopelessness. Ever wonder what hope looks like? It looks like this. It looks like work. That's the magic of the world we live in. Work hard, earn something to hope for. In any walk of life. That's what this whole thing is about. This whole night, this whole weekend, is about the right to hope. The very best, the ones who truly deserve success, they're the ones who don't allow themselves to take it for granted. So the work they do, the intensity they bring to it, the focus, it can look like something otherworldly. And the start becomes more than just a goal or even a dream. It becomes a symbol to anyone who knows their story, a symbol of possibility. In other words, maybe they don't know what hope looks like. In ours, it looks looks like this.
It's time for the 2016 NFL Draft live coverage right here on NFL Network. Brought to you by the good people of Verizon. I am your humble host, Rich Eisen, along with Mike Mayock, Steve Mariucci, and Coach David Shaw of Stanford. That's the War Room Camp, presented by Honda of the Los Angeles Rams. Less speed in the middle of your screen. Will it be Jeff Fisher choosing this young man out of Cal? Will it be Jared Goff, the first name that we hear out of the commissioner's mouth tonight for the first overall selection in 2016? Will it be this Bison, Carson Wentz of North Dakota State, bursting on the scene in college football all year long? Now could be the number one overall pick in the draft. If he is, then all bets that we've been talking about for a couple of weeks could be off. We are, again, right here at the Auditorium Theater on Roosevelt University, off of Michigan Avenue, across the street from Town and Grant Park. Rich Eisen, Mike Mayock, Steve Mariucci, Coach David Shaw right here. Charles Davis, Daniel Jeremiah, and Kurt Warner will also join us. We have a cast of thousands of reporters throughout the National Football League stationed in draft rooms. Mike Mayock, this is about to go down. This is not exciting or what?
Yeah, I kind of feel like for me it's Christmas morning. I get goosebumps. I can tell you for the last 12 years, I've gotten to know a lot of general managers and scouts throughout the entire league. This is Super Bowl for those guys. They put 10 months into evaluating these players, and this is the day they get to unwrap the presents. You can't imagine how hard they work. And Coach Shaw, you know this because every Saturday or Sunday it's a special day as a coach. This is the day for personnel play.
No question. It's competition for those guys, too. Yep. You know, any place fast, too. You don't know what you're going to get, but you plan, you hope, and you wish. And it finally comes, you get to make that big and turn it in. Yeah, little drama here. You know, two quarterbacks will be going first, but after that, all bets are off. Because starting at number 3 with San Diego, anything's going to happen tonight. But first things first, we've got to get the Rams on the clock. Let's go outside for the commissioner.
Are on the clock.
There is Commissioner Roger Goodell making the announcement that the Rams are on the clock. Les Snead in the middle, Jeff Fisher at the bottom of your screen, Kevin Demoff, team president. They are the front row guys in the Honda War Room for the Rams, who made monster news a couple of weeks ago by trading up from 15 to take the first overall selection from the Titans, who got a haul of 2 second-round draft picks this year, a third-round draft pick this year, and a first and a third next year. L.A. Live across the street from Staples. That is where the Los Angeles Rams are having a big draft party under the Southern California blue skies before they play their games at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. The biggest leaps from the number one overall pick, only 2 larger leaps have been taken by the 84 Patriots to move up to select Urban Farmer, and then the team formerly known as the Houston Oilers went ahead and got Earl Campbell. Not a bad selection to go from 17 all the way up to 1. Mike, this is going to be God. We're all expecting that to be. What if it's Carson Wentz? What would actually happen in this debate? It's almost notes in that book right there in front of you.
I'm going either way, and I'm on the record of saying that if you make me choose one guy, it's Carson Wentz. Now, I understand why LA wants Goff, and we've talked about it. Its ability to process information to get the football out. 1,600 pass attempts in college, 1,000 more than Carson Wentz had at the local level. So Carson Wentz has a little more work, but I think Jared Goff with Todd Gurley and the stout defense is going to step in day one.
Where these two organizations are in terms of their coaches and their coaching staff. Jeff Fisher wants to win right now. He's going to a place that's got a great sense of excitement in Los Angeles. He's got the runner. He's got a defense. Let's play with the guy from California that's ready to do this. And you know what? Doug Peterson's a new coach. A new coach and a young quarterback growing up together. Sometimes even in the city of brotherly love, they have a little bit of patience so they can grow this guy into a starter. For me, that's pretty exciting too. You're a first-time head coach. You got a big, physical, athletic young man that you think is going to be a superstar, and you're going to have it. It's still Philadelphia. We're not talking about 3 years. You got a year and a half. You got some time to build. But you know what? What else would you want? This Clay is phenomenal. This kid's got a strong arm. He's a great athlete. He's a great kid. He's a leader. He's a winner. And I think the city of Philadelphia will love him. The last Rams draftee was a tackle from North Carolina A&T named Ronald Edwards, taken in the 6th round of the 1994 draft. We're finally, 22 years later, going to get the name of a new Los Angeles Ram. But let's go outside for the moment while we're waiting for the picks coming. Brett Lewis, take it away.
Time for a game break. Grab your remote and play the 6 trivia.
Okay, you're both in RV or bundles and you're saving money.
You're ready to hit the open road?
Ooh, boy, set sail on your next adventure.
Don't throw out the baby with the bathwater.
Jamie, we're doing sands related to boats and RVs.
I'm doing it. Kroger always gives Texans more ways to save, like low prices in every aisle. Plus, you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the app and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. Discover more ways to save big. Kroger, Texas proud since 1955.
Miss a warning signal from your body. One woman. Okay, 2 women are spreading the word.
People with high blood pressure and type 2 diabetes. Like my mom, you chica. Our kidneys could be sitting out in SOS, avoiding increased risks like heart attack or stroke. Don't miss the signal. Ask your doctor about a simple urine test called UHCR and join our mission. Dangerous is real. Don't go through it. Spring cleaning.
When I'm choosing cookware, I am not nice to the cookware. I chose Maiden because it's built like no other pan that I've seen. It's finely engineered, and that's why Maiden is in every single one of my restaurants. And I can beat the kid out, and it comes back for more. I'm Chef Evan Funky, and I only use Maiden.
Struggling with GLP-1 side effects? The all-new Weight Watchers GLP-1 Success Program is designed to help you lose more weight and get expert support for side effects. Healthy weight loss, expert support, and lasting results. Get started at weightwatchers.com/GLP-1.
Rich, thank you very much. Here in the heart of Draft Town alongside my guys, Kurt Warner, Charles Davis, Daniel Jeremiah, and a few thousand of our closest friends here at Selection Square. How do they work out there at Selection Square? They don't mind the cold as they really wait the commissioner to heat things up as he will announce the LA Rams first pick here in a matter of moments. Kurt, if you are, let's see, put that cap on for a moment. Who are you putting on that card? Which quarterback are you writing on that card? Jared Goff or Carson Wentz?
Well, if I'm the LA Rams, I think the safest pick here is Jared Goff. Yeah, California kid, yes, but if you just look at production, you look at the guy from the big school, you look at a kid with 12,000 yards passing, 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio, and I think the safer pick because you know it played at the highest level, and if you take this pick, you're not going to have people second guessing, well, you took the kid from the smaller school that we didn't know quite as much about. So I think the safe pick is Goff, but that's the guys we're talking inside. You could definitely see the upside of a Carson Wentz, the big athletic quarterback, how he fits in with a good defense and a strong running game, a la maybe a Big Ben a few years back. So I can see the intrigue, but I just believe, guys, a safe pick is Jared Goff.
Yeah, and that is the safe pick, and it's probably the pick they're going to make. But to me, the right pick is Carson Wentz because the legs, the quarterback run game that goes along with the heavy run game they'll use with Todd Gurley and the changeup they have with Tavon Austin. They need to fill in there at tight end and wide receiver to help them out, and especially help that young offensive line. But he's also a guy that fits the profile of what Jeff Fisher has done before, as you've mentioned, Daniel Jeremiah, many, many times. He did it before. I'll let you articulate more on that. For me, it would be Carson Wentz because the legs and that ability to escape out the back door.
I like both these quarterbacks. I prefer Carson Wentz. Personally, I think he'd be a better fit for the Rams. But one thing we talk about the difference of these guys, what they have in common. They're smart, they're tough, they've got great character, and they are all in. We're talking all football. You're not going to have to worry about them. They're going to be in that facility first one in, and they're going to be the last one out.
Well, if it is Jared Goff, he would be the first Cal quarterback drafted since Aaron Rodgers.